All right. April 27th, team call. Quote to kick off the call from Eric Worre. He says, "Don't let average people make you feel guilty for pursuing your mission in life." Love that one. All right. Recognition. Kick it off with, let's do Success Club for April. So for April, what's today? Today is the 27th. So the last day of the month is this Saturday. All right, wow. So got 3 days left after today. And the prize, I think, for hitting Success Club 5 is a Shakeology apron. So pretty cool. And also, if you're in the top 1,000 Success Club earners, you get to skip the line at Summit for the core, which is a pain in the ass because that line is huge. So that'd be nice to be able to skip that line. And also, if you hit Success Club 10 in April or in May or both, you get extra points towards the 2018 Success Club trip. So that's another reason to hit that. All right, so as of yesterday, these are the coaches that had Success Club 10 for April. With 10 points, we got Michelle Katz, Mark Gelfo, Kate McGinty, Kirsten Stapp. With 11, we got Caroline Nathan, Tiffany Gush, Terry Bachlet, and Andrea Wallace. With 12, we have Stephanie Fesmir, Kayla Kretschmier, Lori Kochny, Marie Sardelli. And with 13, we have Brianna Cooper and myself. With 15, we have Priscilla Perry and Amy Reelman. With 18, Chris Bachlet. And with 19, Susanna Bell. So that's Success Club. And then for the top 20 coaches that created the most volume points for the week of April 14th through the 20th. So volume points, that comes from your orders and from your customer orders. So these are the top 20 for that week. With over 250, we have Michelle Graham, Jason Liebman, Brittany Hall, and Beth Reelman. With over 300, Michelle Harkin, Reve Chantel, Ali Pendich, Susanna Bell, Craig Benner, Michael Bullitt, David Mastrogiacomo, Caitlin Holloway, Jacqueline Mercante, Allison Squires. And over 400, we got Marie Sardelli, Jenny Fritz, Bridget Moore, and with over 500, Leah Hall, Andrea Wallace, Danielle Hills, Kelly Marks, and myself. And with at the top, with 870 volume points, Chris Bachlet, killing it. These coaches during the month of April have enrolled 3 coaches during the month so far. Trip Knowles, Madeline Fenton, Kayla Kretschmier. With 4 coaches enrolled, Ashley Feldenson and Lori Kochny. With 6 coaches, Amy Reelman. And with 8 coaches, Caroline Nathan. And then for the week leg team volume, we talked about this on the Diamond call right before this call. One of the things that all the coaches are shooting for is what's called a team leader rank on the leadership ladder. In order to get to that, you have to have 5,000 team volume points in your week leg each month. So that's a big thing everyone's kind of shooting for, is how much volume points do you have in your week or of your 2 legs. So in our recognition we do every Thursday, we recognize the coaches that have 350 volume points in their week leg for that week. And in that 350 volume club, we got Donnie Imez, Lauren Fravel, T. Striley, Jenny Avina, Al Deal, Lorenzo Serra, Bridget Moore, Ann Knapp, Marilyn Bourget, Sydney Freeman, Kim Opperle, Teresa Versetto, Cindy Gully, Alicia Campbell, and Amy Knowles. In the 500 club, with over 500, we have Emily Bachlet, Carrie Steelman-Schmidt, Laura Basile, Allison Boyce, Ashley Feldenson, Shauna Valenta, Josh Morgan, Brittany Hall, David Yackel, Jennifer Conroy, Charles Wallace, Nick Waltz, and Joe Policino. In the 1,000 club with over 1,000 volume points, we got Jill Wagner, Trip Knowles, Pete Reelman, Stacy Slade, Gage Ecker, Maurice Sardelli, Amy Reelman, Patrick Reelman. That's Amy Reelman's second business center and my third business center. Robert Rodriguez, Chris Bachlet, Caroline Nathan, and Michelle Phillips with over 300 or 3,500 volume points in their weak leg. We have Alyssa Sardelli, Amy Morgan, Terry Bachlet, and Andrea Wallace with over 7,000 in their weak leg. Amy Reelman and my second business center, and then with over 14,000 volume points, we have Beth Reelman killing it. All right. So that's the recognition. Before the team call, we try to have a diamond call at 7:30 Eastern. And on the diamond call today, we talked about some of the qualities that we notice in our, what we would call like up and coming leaders, like our coaches that we believe are going to develop into those rock star coaches, into those leaders of their own. So a few of the qualities that we listed off that we were kind of talking about would be active in Coach Basics. They're doing all the Coach Basics assignments. And then after Coach Basics, they're getting into the push to Emerald group, and they're doing all the assignments in there. And then they're getting into the shooting to diamond and doing the assignments in there. That's one thing we notice in our up and coming leaders. We notice that they're sharing on social media, and we're going to talk about that today. We're going to go into more detail on kind of what the up and coming leaders are sharing on their social media on a day-to-day basis. They're interacting and encouraging the other members in the coach group. They're showing up on team calls. So congratulations to you guys for getting on the team call. They are asking a lot of questions. One thing I always tell my new coaches is the coaches that are asking the most questions are typically the ones that are having the most success. So do not be afraid to ask questions. If you aren't asking questions, that's when I get nervous. If you're asking a lot of questions and I'm getting texts and calls from you, that's when I get excited, because I know that you want to learn. And trust me, your upline wants to do everything they can to help you be successful. So the more you're texting and interacting with them, they're going to be excited to help you. So the coaches asking the most questions, typically the ones having the most success. What else we got? They are, from day one, planting seeds. They're on social media, and they're interacting and creating relationships with people that they've never met before, people that they're just kind of reaching out to through social media right from day one. Even though their warm market is there, and they're definitely reaching out to their friends and family about their challenge groups right from day one, but they're not waiting to reach out to other people on social media that they don't really have relationships yet with. Because what we've noticed is that some coaches that aren't taking that initiative to reach out to new people from day one, they're kind of going through their warm market, and they're hitting Success Club maybe month 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden month 4 rolls around and they're like, oh shit, I kind of ran out of people. But the coaches that took that initiative to reach out to new people right from day one, they don't miss a beat. Month 4 comes around, and those people they had reached out to from day one, those new people, had a chance to watch them for 3 months, so they're a lot more likely to want to join on that month 4 for that new coach. So not waiting to interact with new people on social media. And that's another thing we're going to talk about on the call today. They're taking ownership of their challenge groups right from the get-go. And that doesn't mean like if you feel more comfortable being kind of like a co-leader in a challenge group right when you become a coach, that's okay. But the coaches we've noticed that are really starting to develop into leaders and starting to have a lot of success with this, they're kind of taking that dive and they're leading their own challenge groups. And then the other thing we noticed is they are doing personal development every day. Anytime a coach reaches out to me and says they're struggling with something or they're just falling off or whatever it is, my first thing I always ask is, are you doing personal development every day? And inevitably the answer is no. So that's another quality that I've definitely noticed, and all the other leaders on TeamBoom have noticed, that their coaches that are becoming those developing leaders, that are turning into those leaders, are doing personal development every day. And they're doing it when they don't feel like they need it. Everyone does personal development, not everyone, but a lot of people just do it when they need it. The trick is to do it when you don't need it, and then you just stick with it and you don't fall into those pits as often. So those are some of the qualities. All right. So what I wanted to talk about today was kind of like the basics. I love, like, I'm all about keeping things simple. So to me, I believe that kind of the foundation of my business is the better the experience I give my challengers and my challenge groups, the better my business is. The more I fall in love with giving people an amazing experience and helping them not just have a great 21-day experience, but create a long-term sustainable lifestyle during those 21 days that's going to last for a long time, and making it fun for them, the better my business is. The more I do that, the more likely people want to join my challenge groups. So it's easier for me to talk to people about getting over the hurdle of purchasing a challenge pack, because they know they're not just buying a challenge pack. They're getting me and the experience I'm going to give them. So that's such a huge part of it. But before we get into, we're not even going to get into that today, how to give people a great experience. But that, to me, I think is the foundation. But there's a few things that kind of come before that. Obviously, you can't give people a great experience if you don't have anyone to give a great experience to, right? So we're going to talk about how to, like, some of the things, kind of my, like, 3 skills that I think are going to help you lead to, and a lot of these coaches are on the same page with this, 3 skills that we believe are going to help you get more people into your challenge group so you can give them that great experience and lay that foundation for your business. So the first thing is posting on social media, sharing your journey so that people can see what you're up to. So we're going to jump into that a little bit. And we're going to actually use some, like, real life posts that some of the coaches have gotten really great feedback from. Whether that's a post where people just saw that and got to really connect with you because you shared some vulnerability, or it was a post about an upcoming challenge group and they sold some challenge packs because of that. So I asked a few coaches to kind of pull up a particular post that they thought was really helpful for them. So I was going to have you guys that we're going to do that, maybe share your screen and kind of walk us through the post, kind of read it to us, and we can kind of maybe ask some questions, and maybe it'll pop some ideas in our head. So who wants to go first? Trip?
Yeah, I'll go. But I'm not going to share my screen because for me, it hasn't been one particular post. For me, what really helped my business when it comes to posting was posting every single day about the program I'm doing. We're coaches, so we're all doing one of the programs, 21-day fix, 22-minute hardcore, whatever it is. So every day post about that and find your way to post it. For me, Caroline Nathan encouraged me after last summit to post a little video of myself doing the workouts every day. And so I did that consistently every single day for months and months in a row. And it made a huge difference. A lot of people started to reach out to me after doing that consistently. So you're doing the programs, you should be sharing it every day anyway. It helps everybody see that you're having success, that you're sticking with it, but it also helps you stay accountable as well. Because for me, it became an accountability thing where if I didn't post, I felt like, well, now people are going to think I'm not doing the program. So it made me do my workout every single day so I could have that post. Are we just talking about the posting right now? Or
Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. So with that, like, when you are posting your workout, what is it? Is it like a 15-second clip from the workout? And then what kind of caption are you using?
Yeah, that's what I was doing initially for a long time because that's all that Instagram would allow. So I post everything on Instagram and then to Facebook from there. So I was doing 15-second clips. I was mixing it up. I was putting different music to it every day. And then I would just tell them, something about that move that maybe I couldn't do that move before, or, you're putting a little story with it. So you're not just posting it and saying day 5 and then posting it because that doesn't tell them anything. Kind of put your own personality into it. So if, that's something that you overcame, then explain that. If you couldn't do push-ups before, then talk about that when you're showing a video of you doing push-ups. But everyone was different. It was just a matter of putting in my own personal thing.
What app did you use to use the videos and then add music to it?
I liked Pick Play Post because you could do the 15-second videos, you can add music, and you can show 2 or 3 different moves at the same time. But I also like Flipagram because you can make a video and it goes from one move to the next move. So it's one video, but they're seeing different moves. So those are the two I use the most is Pick, Play, Post and Flipagram.
Cool. All right. Annie, did you have so I think Ashley Feldinson and Annie created a little schedule to kind of help their new coaches with coming up with ideas on what to post.
Yeah, so Ashley made this document. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. I actually made this the cover of my coach group, of my cover photo. You see that?
Yep.
Okay. So I actually made this the cover of my coaches group because a lot of times people will just ask, like, I think as a new coach, you just don't know what to post. So this kind of gives them an idea of what you can post. So what I've been doing with some of my new coaches is I have been working with them one-on-one to first create a coming out post, which basically is just announcing on your wall that you've become a coach. And they sort of like shared why they became a coach. Maybe they did the 3-week challenge and they lost 5 pounds, or they were surrounded by the positivity and they decided to become a coach to help other people. So whatever the personal journey is for the person, and they kind of come out that they're a coach, and then that sort of helps them get outside of their comfort zone. And it also just lets people know, like, this is what I'm doing, Then what I've been doing is putting.
It's not like a salesy thing where it's like, hey, I'm a coach. Like, here's my website link. It's like, hey, I went through this journey. I loved it. I'd love to help you do it. I'm doing another round. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
So it's a very different thing.
I can just show you one of my new coaches. She doesn't care if I show. She just did a post this was her progress in 4 weeks with a 21-day fix. So she just kind of shared her story about why she became a coach, and she had over 127 likes of. So what she did was she just, obviously this is a lot of warm market, but she, wrote her story out. She sent it to me. I kind of helped her word it. She put her own words, obviously it was her own words. And then she posted it. She knew in 3 weeks that this is what she was going to post. And so it helped her get outside her comfort zone. And it helped a lot of women in her area relate to her. She's a mom of a 3-year-old and a twin 1-year-olds. So she's very busy. And she was just talking about how the 21-day fix really helped her. And so that's why she decided to become a coach. And then her and 3 other coaches that are new, I put them on a message thread, and together on this Monday, we have been posting one thing a day, because these are people that when you're a brand new coach, you're not used to posting. So we are doing never miss a Monday. And in the group, it's just 2 or 3 of us. We're sort of talking about when we're going to post it, what we're going to say. The Transformation Tuesday, one girl used herself as a transformation. Another person found one on the Beachbody website. Somebody used somebody in our coach group. And then Wednesday. So it's really holding them accountable to actually posting something. Because I think it's scary to post for people. But once they do it for a week straight or 10 days, it just becomes more easy for them. So this has really been helping them hit Success Club, find their warm market. And then together we're also working on inviting as well.
This is great. How to create content without being salesy. Something funny, throwback, Flex Friday, shake recipe on Saturday, activity post. Cool. Great.
Yep.
So how do you, okay. All right, we're back. Okay. There's a couple others that we're going to share. Okay. Yeah, if you had a specific post, I think there's a few. Go for it. Just share your screen. Is it Amy?
Yeah, I don't have a specific post, but I'm just going to share what I do. So I already planned out May. So for instance, I know that May 16th, I'm going to run a 21-day fix group. So for me, May 1st through the 6th, I'm going to post heavier posts that relate to fitness, health, 21-day fix, workouts, the meal plan, Shakeology. So stuff that I could like that the people who like it, I can reach out and say, hey, I saw you liked my post about whatever. Would you be interested in my challenge group? So I'm posting stuff more that relates to the challenge groups. And I'm going to do 2 of them in a row. And then the third week, I do a sneak peek group. So more of my posts are on the coaching lifestyle, like screenshots of being on the team call, like things that my coaches are doing, just the lifestyle of being a coach and stuff, and then reaching out to those people to invite them to my sneak peek. And then the last week, sometimes I do another sneak peek or I do a free group. So then I would post more stuff about like just, health and fitness and free group or whatever the topic is. So that like, obviously I sprinkle in other things too, but having like a theme for each week helps me for what I'm actually inviting to. So.
Cool. Do you tend to always have your challenge group start on the 3rd Monday of the month?
I do my challenge groups early because then I like to hit Success Club by the so for instance, my goal is to hit Success Club 10 by the 6th. So I'm getting everyone, 5 people to commit by the 6th to do my May 16th challenge group. And then I like doing the sneak peeks later because anyone who's in my challenge group, I invite them to my sneak peek group. So they already did a challenge and now they get to learn about coaching, and the groups overlap a little bit, but I think that's a good way for them to go into coaching. And
Right.
then even just people who are interested in coaching right off the bat. So, and then that helps because Coach Basics starts the first week of the month. So I'm getting my coaches signed up by the end of the month so they can roll into Coach Basics.
That's great. I like that schedule. I'm doing that same thing for May. Got my challenge group that starts the 16th. So my deadline is the 6th. So that's my goal too. Success Club 10.
Yeah, I like to do it right in the bed. And then I do a second one in case like I don't hit Success Club or I have people who order late or whatever.
That's good. That's a great idea. Okay. And there's a few others that we're going to share, like a specific post or just a post idea.
Pat, I can share.
Okay, great.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Can you see that? It's like an album. So something that works really well for me, and take these glasses off, is I have an album, and it's like 22-minute hardcore journey, and it's kind of like what Trip was saying with like videos keeping accountable. Like when I don't post a daily update, like these are all every single day, I have people that literally message me and like, are you okay? I saw you didn't post your daily update. And it's really helped me because every week I do like a weekly progress page. Really don't want to eat crappy the day before, and like just these things that are daily. It says like my nutrition, my workout, my positivity, superfoods, booze, performance line, water, sleep, notes. But I do it every single day, 28, 27, day 26, whatever. So every day, and I'm in week six, and I'm still doing it every day. And if I don't have a good nutrition day, then I literally put 0 and I'm honest about it. But it really keeps me on the program, and every single challenge pack that someone's purchased since this program came out, so early March, has been this. I haven't had anyone purchase 21 Day Fix. People see this album and they message me about this program. So it's really, really, really helped me. And it helps me stay on track, and it helps me give them a better experience that they're doing the same program as me. But people constantly won't even like these posts. But then like this one has 52 likes on it, but that's awkward that I'm sharing that right now. So, but people will message me and ask me, what are boosts? Went to GNC and was taking pictures of things thinking I was talking about GNC supplements like Energize and stuff that I was mentioning in these posts, but they had never once liked or comment those posts. So people really are watching this, but I've had so many people purchase 22-minute hardcore challenge packs that message me referencing my album. So that's really helping me. And it really helps me because I post every single day these little updates, but like some days we take vacation or you get busy and it's hard to like go back to the day before to check those likes if the newsfeed gets busy. But if it's an album and I need to go back to the last 4 days, then it's easy to go in an album versus having to go like on my newsfeed. So that's really helped me.
That's great. So that's a great idea to like create an album, and then like even if you didn't post every day, you just post like once in a while to the album, like every time you'd post a photo, the people would see that photo on their newsfeed, but then they'd also see that it was part of an album, and they could kind of like scroll through the whole album and see like.
People do that because like sometimes I'll so if I'm talking to someone and I'm going through the questions in the script, and someone's like, well, I'm just not sure like how the results been. I'll tag, like go to one of those pictures, the most recent, tag them in it. And then obviously that shows up on other people's news feeds. And then all of a sudden I'll get like one person liking every single picture in the album. And then more people like it, and then more people message me. And it's a great place to have everything in like one spot.
I got a quick question on that. Can you go back and make albums from previous pictures and posts, or is that something you have to keep up with as you do it?
You have to create it like today, and then you could like add old pictures to it, but you'd have to like create the album today, like save the pictures and then add them to the new album.
That's what I'm asking, like, can I create them today, like go through and create albums and then drag pictures from different programs into those albums?
I don't know if you can drag them, but you could like save them and then upload them. You could try.
Okay.
I don't know if Facebook has that capability of like creating an album and dragging old photos into it.
All right, thanks.
Trip, if you put your, like, you can go back to old pictures and like click on edit and move it to any folder, but any like information or likes or comments on those pictures will be deleted. So it just depends how much you want to save those. But Pat had a good idea, just to save them again and repost them.
No, I just did it this afternoon. I went through all my old photos. Just go into your album. So if it's your timeline, for instance, if you've posted a photo onto your timeline and want to move it into an album, go into your timeline album and click edit. Click on the photo and an option pops up that says move into album, and you can just click which album you want it to move into. Your caption, your likes, your comments, all of that carries right over.
Nice. Sweet. I like that. I like that because then people, if they haven't been following your journey, they see one photo pop up, and it's easy for them to like go into that album and check the whole thing out.
Yeah, and it messaged me today and was like, I randomly saw one of your pictures, and then I was checking out your whole album. That's crazy that you can be that consistent. And then they just messaged me saying that, and then I was like, well, it's only 22 minutes. Like, it's really hard to bail on 22 minutes. So then we get onto that. So.
Yeah, it's great.
Can someone share their screen and show that? Because I just like went to my Facebook and I don't understand like how to put a picture from my timeline into an album. I don't even know how to make an album. Is that bad?
Someone just in the chat sent the directions.
Thanks.
Okay. So those are all like great posts for sharing the products. What about sharing posts that allow people to connect with you? Like Michelle Phillips is really great, I feel like, at asking people for their opinion on a dress to wear. Or maybe posting something that's like funny. Something that like allows people to see maybe what kind of clothes you wear, what kind of style you're into, or maybe what kind of sense of humor you have. Does anybody have any posts they've done recently that got good interaction, something like that?
My newest thing now that we're wedding planning is ask anything and everything about a wedding, and 1,000 people will give you their opinions. Girls love to talk about weddings. So I don't know. I posted something the other day asking, what is one thing that you spent money on at your wedding that you thought was a waste of money? And what's one thing that you didn't get for your wedding that you wish you did? And I had maybe like close to 100 comments on it, I think. But yeah, anything like that, anything opinionated. Like I'm obviously a girl, so makeup brands, like if you're going for a new mascara and say, you're going to buy Bad Girl Lash, but that doesn't matter. Post about it. Say, what's your favorite brand of mascara? I'm looking for a new concealer. What's your favorite kind? Like, I want to buy pretty wedding shoes. What's your favorite? Anything. People just want to give their opinions. So like anytime I can think about something, even if I already know what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on Facebook because I want to build, get people on my page and get them interested in my life.
And you're going to attract people that are interested in those same things.
Yeah. Like it doesn't always have to be a photo. I think sometimes photos do get more interaction, like this or that photos, or choose like A, B, C, D, like outfits, hair color choices, you know, whatever. But sometimes even just a simple post, like my recent one about the wedding was just a simple, like, hey, brides or brides to be, you know, give me your opinion on this. And it like went crazy.
Yeah.
So just talk about what's happening in your life, like anything. Like even if you think people don't care, there's going to be someone who cares.
Do you and Dave have a celebrity couple name yet? You know, like how they do that?
No, we're not good at that. I was trying to think of a wedding hashtag. His nickname was like Yakelbaum, like for like Jaeger bomb, but Yakelbaum. So, and then we obviously shortened it to bomb. So I was like, our hashtag should be get bombed 8/27/16. And he's like, no one's going to remember that. So I don't know. We're trying to think of something cool.
I like that.
I know, right? Isn't that funny? I'll probably do it anyways. All right. That's all I got.
All right. So before we move on, so number one thing we're talking about, ideas for posting on social media. I do want to get to number two, which is how to find and connect with people. I think that the posting, especially what kind of Michelle's talking about and what everyone's talked about, really does help you connect. But I wanted to get into like how you specifically go and how you find people through social media and how to like start that conversation. Because I think that's a big thing for coaches to get over that fear of starting a conversation with someone they've never met before, that they just connected with through social media. But before we jump into that, the finding and connecting, does anyone have any more posts they want to share or post ideas that have worked for them? I know you guys do. Don't be afraid.
I can share one quick about an egg that I posted about the other day, and then a little bit about how I find people, if that's okay.
An egg? Yeah, I'm excited.
I was kind of shocked about this one, and then all of a sudden people were like, yeah. So I guess I'll share. So let's see. Don't know what she just said. Hold on a second. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just have to find it. Hold on one second. People like my own wall, so hold on. I guess I could just go to pictures, but oh, it's right here. Okay. So I was at my desk at work and I was about to eat my salad and I was like, I have nothing to talk about. So I just talked about eggs, and I said, who else buys cage-free eggs or organic eggs? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I was watching this thing on Netflix and I'm never going back. Comment below, like, what you do. And I had 57 likes, and everybody wanted to share their opinion about, you know, the eggs and what they ate. You know, so that was really cool because, and I always comment back to every single person, which can be kind of taxing, but then again, I am at my desk and nothing's going on. So, so just people started talking about it, you know, and I feel like when you do this, because at first I didn't really understand it, like, why would I make a post about getting people's opinion? But my ultimate goal about posting about this egg, of course, is to have that interaction and, you know, whatever's going on. But then if they see my post about my egg, they're also going to go to my wall and maybe see this little video where I went live and talked about, you know, my struggles as a mom picking my kids up from daycare. What was I going to do? Take them to daycare again and then go to the gym? No, I was probably going to do all my chores as a mom, still be overweight, not work out, and then it would just be an endless cycle. So that's kind of why I personally, you know, tell people about, you know, what do you think about my nails that just got done? Or what do you think about my hair color? Or, you know, something like that. Because then they might come and see my before and after, you know. So that's kind of cool. And then another thing about posting is I used to just write things like, I would have normally wrote 5K practice, can't wait, gonna kill it on Saturday. Most people are just gonna scroll past that. So now this sounds kind of bad, but I'll grab my kid. I'll say like, Isabella, get over here. And then I'll just like kiss her and then I'll story, because people like pictures of babies. Babies are cute, you know, they're gonna like pictures of my kids. And that one got a lot of likes to where if I, posted about, I got this for Success Club. Like people don't know what that is. So I tried to make it funny. Like Success Club's the cool kids club, and the orange one makes you awesome, and the blue one hydrates you. And I just kind of started to get silly and be funny. I don't know. I kind of think it's funny, but I think people are more into like what I'm doing as opposed to, day 3 or, I'm looking for 5 people and I have 1 spot left, because I used to do that all the time. Things like that.
Well, they're getting to like know you and connect.
They're getting to know me.
Then they're gonna be more likely to want to maybe do a challenge with you.
Right. So if we have time, I'll just share really quick about how I find people. The one thing I wanted to tell you guys is that, in the beginning, I feel like I failed so much, as being a coach. And they always say, like, you have to fail forward and all that. And I get that. And I was just really, really frustrated. So one day I was actually about like 8 months ago, I was like, you know what, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do to be the best. Like, obviously people are doing something that works and I need to figure out what that was. So basically what I did was getting on these calls are really important. I listen to the calls and then I do what they say on the calls and it works. And then we do it next week and it just keeps going. I mean, it's simple. I had to stop overcomplicating it and being in that woe is me mindset.
I think we should end the call right there. That was it. That was perfect.
Was that bad?
No, that was perfect.
Oh yeah, because that's what I do. Like no one likes it. Well,
when you do it.
I got to figure out what the fire's doing because it works and do it. So basically what I do to find people is like the night before, I write out my post the night before, even though I'm going to work out. Like I wrote that the night in the morning. And I found that if I'm posting to the same 300 people a day, I'm never going to get anywhere. So my friend list in the past 5 months has gone from about 1,500 to about 2,000 people. And basically what I do every day is I'll look at, like there's local gyms that are being built, like Planet Fitness in Seneca. So I'll just show you, like I'll just search that. And I'm sure you guys can talk about this another time, but like I'll just give you one of these. This Well Dressed Wolf website for kids, like my target market is moms. So moms buy these really expensive dresses. So I invite these people and they love my challenges. Like this is where I find people that really fit into my tribe. I find local gyms. I join garage sale groups on Facebook, moms that walk, moms that run, moms that are struggling and need support. I go to Mary Kay parties if there's some in town, and then I say, hey, we take a picture. I'm like, hey, what's your Facebook name? And I put them in, and it's just a vigorous cycle. But anyways,
Marie, like when you go to that page, like it's it's like a clothing line.
Yeah, it's a clothing line. So
you can.
I'm friends with all these people.
So what do you do? So like
Okay.
you're just adding them or messaging them?
So I'll show you real quick. I'll add. Sorry, I'm going fast because I didn't want to talk for too long, but I'll add. But you got to be careful because Facebook doesn't like when you do this too much. So you got to clean out those friends list. So I'll friend some people, okay? The next day, I go to my recently added friends, and I'll show you right now because I've been doing so many follow-ups today, and I got the momentum in our team. I'm so thankful for it. It's starting to get away from me. It's where I haven't been able to reach out to recently added people, been helping train new coaches and blah, blah, blah. All of these people are recently added. I have no idea who they are, and they're accepting my friend request, which is awesome. All these people, like I literally, you see how I have no mutual friends. Like I don't really know who they are. And, but I'm excited to learn about who they are. So then basically now all of these people have accepted my friend request. I'm not posting to the same 300 people from high school that I haven't gotten out of my comfort zone to reach out to yet. Hypothetically, because I don't have a comfort zone anymore. And then I kind of sound like a psycho with that, but okay. So then basically I have all my recently added friends, and then I put them into, let me just go here quick. Say like this lady. I automatically write her name down on a piece of paper, and I like a couple of her photos. Just tell me if I'm talking too long. I like a couple of her photos, and then I put her.
You look to see if like.
I mean, I look at them. I'm just going fast for this call. I'm like, wow, we look like we enjoy the same church. And then I've been doing this all day, so I'm a little faster at it, just showing you. And then I'll put them. You guys can learn and watch a video about interest groups, but I have April contacts. I put them in there. Ooh. Put the people who are recently added in there, real simple. Every day for a week, I like their photos and have interaction. Hopefully they like things on my Facebook wall. A week later, I say to them, and I wrote this down, if it's a good connection, so I'm not just doing this to anybody, so forgive me if I seem like I'm just doing whoever. And then I say, after a week of building that relationship, if they fit my tribe and my group, you know, I'm liking their photos. I just say, hey, I know this is random, but a bunch of us and the Fit Crew are doing a 21-day fix challenge. I'm not sure if you've seen my post, and would you be interested? Or whatever. I don't know what I say. It's like written down. And then they say yes, or they say no. We talk about it. They want to join. They do. They don't. Reach out to you next month. Most people are going to say yes. They're still following me, still in an interest group, and the cycle continues. That's pretty much all I'm doing. And honestly, if you're increasing your numbers, you're bringing that exposure to your wall and you're consistent, it's going to happen. Like, I mean, every month for the past 8 months, I've gotten between Success Club 5 and 15. I don't get 50 Success Club points, 100 Success Club points, but I'm consistent, solid, and steady. And
you're having and because you're going to pages of different businesses and companies of things that you're interested in, getting people to have common interests. So your challenge groups are a lot more fun because you have, you call it your tribe, but you're connecting with people that you have things in common with and make it more fun. And then they're more likely to want to stay connected to you and maybe even become a coach.
Right. And then the last thing, and then I'll let somebody else talk, sorry, is all the moms that I reach out to. I created a non-Beachbody group called Diamonds in the Rough. And this is just a, you know, maybe you're still a diamond in the rough, but you're still a diamond. And then we just moms talk about stuff. You know, why do I go shopping and buy stuff for my kids and not myself? And then we talk about it. So,
Cool.
yeah, there you go. That's how I find people.
That's awesome.
All day.
One thing I was going to say, like, for backing up a second about like what to post and kind of sharing on your own social media. We talked a little bit about it. But if you see something that's funny, like you're going through your news feed or you're on an email or Google or whatever, and you see something that's interesting, or you hear a funny joke or whatever it is, a funny picture, that's another thing you could share on your social media, because if you thought it was funny and you share it, you're probably going to attract people that have the same sense of humor. And I don't think there's too many things that are more important to have in common with people that you want to interact with and connect with and maybe even do a challenge group with, than having the same sense of humor as them.
And when you go anywhere too, like just, I always write down people's names and then find them too and reconnect with them on Facebook, like anybody.
Yeah. Great. Cool. Did anyone else have a particular post they wanted to share, or a posting idea, or maybe a tip, one way they're kind of connecting with people, like-minded people?
I can share. There was a
I'll
post
share.
I made a little while
I
back.
have I tell this to all my new coaches, and it's something that I really, really believe in. I think that when you first start coaching, you don't know what to post, and sometimes that leads to you making really salesy posts and just posting about fitness. And like Michelle was saying, and we've all talked about, you have to share about what is happening in your life. And every single person that I reach out to about my challenges, they don't comment about my fitness posts. They comment that I seem so happy and positive and like I'm really following my dreams and doing what I want to do, which I am. And that's what I want to attract. And I remember Pat said, I don't know what call it was on or where it was, but You said, I want to attract people that don't need me. I want to attract people that, that aren't looking for me. I have to look for them. And that's the kind of coaches I want. So I post what I want my coach to be like, who I want my coach to be. And most of that has to do with their attitude, and their sense of humor and their love for traveling and freedom and being their own boss, doing what they want to do. So for me, I never posted one fitness picture in my life until I became a coach. So only look for people that are posting fitness pictures, because those aren't the people that those aren't the people I connect to. I connect to people who have a balance in their life and have a love for fun and travel and, writing and reading and teaching. So I just have a lot of interest, and I try to attract that. And just when you start out as a new coach, just post more of yourself. Don't just post Beachbody, because that is not authentic. That's not real. You can't just start and be like, oh my God, Beachbody is the best thing ever in my whole life. It's the coolest thing ever. I'm so happy I'm a coach. Like 2 days into it, it's like, really, come on. I don't trust you. I don't trust you if you do that. So yeah, that's when I focus on that, attracting people who I would want to be friends with, being the person who I would look at their posts and be like, wow, I wonder what she's doing. She seems like she is really happy and really, positive, and I really want to be involved with it. That's what I try to post. And it's changed the way that I've been running my business in the past few months, and I've had way more success.
Boom. That was awesome. I totally agree. Got to show people a little bit about yourself besides just that you're a coach, because that gets boring. Okay, so anybody else? I think someone else was about to say something too there.
That was me. I made a post a little while back, and I shared it on Facebook, and it was basically all about how I'm doing a 5K and I had to get ready for it because I've never done one before, and I haven't been a runner. I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner, but I wanted to be a runner. So I'll see if I can get it to share my screen really quick. I'm on my phone, so.
You got a cool accent. I like it.
I'm from Georgia.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. I basically said I've never been a runner or a jogger. I've never been athletic. I've never been in shape, but I'm working on it. And that you don't have to be anything that you're not. You don't have to do anything but work towards who you want to be. And this was probably one of the better posts that I've made. I had 45 likes on this one. There's been other ones that I had more likes on, but this really showed who I was and who I wanted to be, and that you can love yourself now. You don't necessarily just have to love yourself in the future. You got to love who you are right now and work on who you are now to be able to get to where you want to be. If you don't love yourself now, you're not going to love yourself any other time.
Can you go back to that for a second?
Sure.
That post? There's one thing I definitely wanted to point out. So what a lot of coaches do, and I've been guilty of this before too, is we'll only share like what we're really excited about the programs we're using, about the future, our future because of the business opportunity. And that stuff's great. You got to share that stuff to show people you're excited. But you're not going to connect with people as well as if you take the time to first share what you currently are struggling with or have struggled with in the past. They're going to be so much more likely to connect with that struggle and then be more willing to listen to how you've gotten past that or how you're working to get past that. So the reason this post, if you scroll up a little bit, you kick it off with that first part. I've never been a runner. I've never been a jogger. That's kind of the struggle. And a lot of people can relate to that and connect with that vulnerability. And then they're willing to keep reading and really connect with you. We did an experiment like that at the Eric Worre event where he had us go and meet a random person. And we had to go, and all we talked to that person about was how excited we are about Beachbody or whatever the program was, or the business. And it was cool. I mean, it was fun. You got to hear the other person, see how excited they were. But then we went and talked to someone else, and we had to first talk about what we currently didn't like about what we were doing, or what we struggled with, or what we struggled with in the past, and then really connected on that level. Then you shared what you were excited about. And after that second conversation, I really felt like I knew that person so much more, because I got to hear what they struggled with or currently were struggling with. And I was so much more willing to listen to what the next step was, what they were doing to get past that. So I think that's a huge thing that I know I miss, and a lot of coaches do. But that's a huge piece to the puzzle.
I know that's exactly what happened to me. The person at the very bottom of this post, his name is Danny. Danny is actually on my team, and that's exactly how we started off. How much different he looks now versus how he looked 2 years ago. And yeah, he came from a warm market, but he wasn't ever someone who wanted to be in shape or do anything for himself. I didn't know if he had one of his pictures posted with how he did, but he's lost like 85 pounds recently.
That's awesome.
And yeah, there he is. But he shared this in a couple posts. I know he won't mind me sharing, but this last round of 21 Day Fix, he lost 14 pounds, but he also shared all of the struggles that he went through to get here, where he came from and how he wasn't mobile and how he was always sick all the time. So it's just, he attracts a lot of people to the group. He attracts a lot of people to really putting forth a lot of more effort, because he's open and honest, and he shares his downfalls as well as he shares what he's good at and how far he's come.
Right. And it could be anything. It doesn't always have to be a physical transformation. Everyone on this call, you guys have reasons that you wanted to become coaches. There are certain things that you wanted to improve, and this was kind of the vehicle to do that. And there's going to be people out there that are going to be able to relate to those things in your life that you wanted to improve, whatever that was, more time, more freedom, healthier lifestyle, whatever that is. There's going to be people that are going to be able to relate with that versus just all the positive, how excited you are all the time. That's great, but it doesn't get that quality connection as much as sharing the things that you're trying to move from. That's where you're going to get people to get on board with you. So that's a great post. All right. So show of hands real quick. Who, as far as, I think we really did a lot with the posting on social media, kind of sharing your journey on there. As far as like the second step now, like finding new people and connecting with new people outside of your current Facebook friends. Raise your hand if the majority of the people you're connected with are from Facebook. Okay, and then raise your hand if the majority of the people you're connecting with are from Instagram, the new people. I know I am. What about, is any other hands for any other social media? Or any other thing besides social media? So for me, I'll share real quick on the easiest way for me to connect with people on Instagram is I use Instagress.com, and that just kind of goes and likes photos automatically. And people are like, all right, who's this guy that liked my photo? They come to my page and they either like or start following. That's an open invitation for me to go to their page and see, is this someone that I really want to connect with? Is this someone I want to chill with? If it is, I'm going to like a few of their photos and start a conversation with them. Let them know what I genuinely liked about them or their page. That's how I start the conversation. If I go to their page and it's not someone that I think I have things in common with, I move on, right? So that's how I do Instagram. Facebook, I wanted to share that. Amy, can you share your screen and show them the Facebook suggested friends real quick? Is that how you find most of your people, Amy?
Yeah, most of mine are coming from Facebook now, but like I've only been really doing Facebook since August. So I'm still getting people from Instagram who I connected with before. I still do Instagram, but more Facebook.
Cool.
What did you want me to show?
I was gonna have you show them like the suggested friends.
Oh, okay. So I do the suggested friends just
Show 'em
based
how-
on.
Yeah, show them how to get there.
Okay.
You click
That's
on.
not, I'll show you where else I'm going. So you suggested friends, see all, and then it shows you the different options on the side. If you don't see your hometown or current city or high school listed, that's because you don't have it publicly displayed. So if you want to search by current city, you have to have your current city. So yeah, you can just search by like, clicking Boston, or you can search any other, and it's going to just pop up people. But this kind of gets pretty filtered after you've done it for a while. So I've kind of like exhausted this. That doesn't show me many new people. So and you can search like different companies and stuff. The other thing that I've been doing is the events tab has been really helpful. It'll show you events that you were invited to, and just like, so like someone invited me to this yoga event in Boston. So like I'm actually going to it. It's a great way for me to connect with people. And what I did was I went to the group and I saw who else was invited. I added, like, I'm friends with all of them now because I've added like every single person that was basically invited to this event. The other thing is if you haven't been invited to events, you can search local events. If you go down, it'll show you events popular in your network. And you can see all of them. So like like Susie said, like you can connect with other people that aren't just health and fitness. Like I love Harpoon Fest. It's a huge like beer festival, but it's a lot of fun. Like I could just see who else is going to this event too, and invite them. So like I've already am friends with some of them. I can go through and add more. So you can just go through the different events that are local and invite people, like, different markets or whatever. It's, Boston Country Crawl, whatever. So you can go through different events that are near you. And then the other thing is adding yourself to groups. So like Marie talked about pages. I'm in like 7 different Bernice Mountain Dog groups. I've sold like a few challenge packs to a few Bernice Mountain Dog moms, and I have like 4 in my sneak peek group right now. So I just connected and like I post in the Bernice Mountain Dog groups. Let me see. And then I'm also in, like, what other group am I in? I'm in like a Lululemon group. Somebody added me to like a Lululemon buy and sell group. So people who like sell their like Lululemon and stuff. So I'm in that group, and I've added a bunch of people in there. Like I'm in a garden group now, which is mostly 60 plus women, but just connect. There's different groups you can add yourself. Like if I were a mom, I would be in like every single mom group I could be in. Like Marie said, creating your own mom group. Like if you're pregnant or you're getting married, like creating a group and inviting people to join it, and then like starting a community in there. But I think like what Marie also said was really important. Like you can't just post to the 300 Facebook friends you have and think you're going to build a business. Like you have to new people every day and starting conversations with them. I do a little bit differently than what Marie did. So I do check every day to see who accepted my friend request, and I do reach out right away, but I don't talk anything about Beachbody. I just message and say, like, I go to their profile, I see, like, I can kind of easily see, like, oh, they were in the Bernice Mountain Dog group, or, oh, they are going to that yoga event or whatever. They live in Boston. So I just start a conversation with them and just have like a natural conversation. And then if it naturally goes into like, what do you do for work or whatever, then I, change the conversation over to that. I can show you, sorry.
Another thing, like as far as connecting with people, like posting on social media to get engagement and show who you are, so you attract people that are like-minded. Snapchat is becoming huge for that because it's easy. You can post a lot more on there. It's not you're not like going to blow up someone's Facebook newsfeed by posting 1 million times like you would on Facebook. On Snapchat, there's a lot of really successful coaches on there that are posting a ton on there, so that people get a little bit more of an insight on as to what those people are up to. who they're all about.
I can show you this conversation quickly. So, hey, Shannon, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I kept seeing you pop up as a suggested friend, so I figured I would add you. Hope you have a great weekend. Hey, Amy, of course, a fellow Cortland alumni. How could I not? And then I added her because I'm in a Cortland alumni group. What year did you graduate? And then we just talked back and forth. And then she told me that, like, she asked what I do now, and I didn't, like, push it or anything. I just told her what I was doing. And then we talked about, like, she's going to Boston. So I told her some of my favorite places that she should go to. And then I kind of just, like, ended the conversation. And then she liked one of my posts. So I said, hey, Shannon, thanks so much for liking my post. And then she was interested in the group. So, like, she just so happened that she already has done T25. So then we just talked about that. And now she's in one of my, she wanted to learn about the 21 Day Fix. And then we're talking about the challenge group, but she's also in my sneak peek group. So that was just kind of like a natural progression.
Read that one. What was that? Read that just out loud. You don't have to share your screen again.
Oh, what was it?
The one that says, like, hey, thanks for liking my post.
Oh, yeah. So every day, like most people do, I go and see who liked my post from the previous day. And like I said, I try and post things that are pertaining to what group I'm running next. So I posted about my transformation, like my emotional transformation since becoming a coach. So I said, hey, Shannon, thank you so much for liking my post about my transformation since becoming a Beachbody coach. It's definitely been one of the best decisions I have ever made. I would love for you to join my sneak peek group so I can share with you a little bit more and that you can see if it's a good fit for you. Would you be interested in that? And she said, hi, Amy. Yes, I would be interested to see what the group is about. And so then we just talked further about that. So that was just a very
you could do that with like a challenge group, not like a coach sneak peek.
Yeah, I do that. So she liked one of my posts. So like today, if she liked my post about, I posted like this morning a workout thing. If she liked that post, I would have said, hey, thanks so much for liking my post about 22-minute hardcore and whatever. And then I would have said, are you interested in my next group or something? So she liked a post during a week that I was going to run a sneak peek. So that's why I mentioned that. But so what I personally do is I don't run right into Beachbody. So as you saw, I just had a natural conversation with her. And right now what I'm doing is going back to the messages that kind of died in early March. And I'm starting the conversation back up with them and inviting them to something. But we talked for over a month ago. They've been watching me for a month. And now I feel like I can say something to them because it's not like, hey, I just added you. Now I'm going to right now say, do you want to join a group? And I groups like Marie also said, so that I can follow them and like their stuff and comment and reach out to them just on things they've posted and stuff too. But the best case scenario is if they like one of your posts and then that takes it, they took the first step. So it's not weird to reach out to them.
And even if they haven't liked any posts like that, but you had a good conversation going on, I might just say something like, hey, you're not interested in doing one of my 21-day challenges, are you? And
yeah. I sometimes will say if they kind of, I do try and talk about what I do for work and whatever. And then I'll just kind of sometimes be like, you seem like a cool chick and we seem to have a lot in common. Would you I think you'd have a lot of fun in one of my challenge groups that I'm running soon. Would you be interested? And so I just kind of do it that way too. But yeah.
And then whatever they say to that next one, when they're like, what is it about? Or how much does it cost? I always say, well, there's a few options. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions to figure out the best option for you? So that way I don't want to jump into the price. I don't want to jump into explaining it. I want to make it about them. So I want to ask those questions so I get to know more about their goals and know more about what they're struggling with currently. That way they start to realize that this isn't so much about me just selling them something. It's about trying to figure out what is going to help them the most. Okay, guys, we went over 5 minutes. So we talked about ideas for posting on social media. We talked about a couple ways of finding and connecting with new people and how important that is to kind of start doing that right from day one as a new coach and to do that consistently. I would pick just one way. You don't have to do all the different ways that we talked about on finding people. Pick one way that you can just master and feel really comfortable with. And then once you've mastered that, maybe add a second way to add new people and connect with and find new people. We didn't get into it too much, but we kind of started to talk about that third thing, which is inviting, how to invite someone to a 21-day challenge. The fourth thing would be how to give people a great experience, how to run those challenge groups, and how to not just run the challenge groups, but how to make them have that great experience and interact with the other people in the group. And then fifth is the people in your challenge groups that you would want to, how to introduce the coaching opportunity to them. Those are really kind of the 5 skills, guys. Like once you have those things down, you got it. And then all you really got to do after that is get your coaches comfortable with those 5 skills. Pretty cool. Who feels pretty comfortable with those 5 things? Posting on social media, finding new people, inviting to challenge groups, giving a great experience in the challenge groups, introducing to coaching. Who feels pretty comfortable with those 5 things? Yeah. If you guys don't feel comfortable with those 5 things, or there's like 1 thing or 2 things that you do not feel comfortable with, definitely reach out to your coach or your upline and tell them, hey, like this is the 1 or 2 of the 5 skills I don't really feel confident in yet. Do you mind if we talk about that, set up a call and we can figure out how I can get better at that? Because if you don't have all those five skills, there's going to be 1 piece that's missing. It's going to throw off the rest of it probably. But once you get comfortable with those 5 things, which isn't too difficult, you got this thing down. And then once you do get coaches on your team, you just got to share how you're doing those 5 things. It's not like being a leader is this really scary thing. It's just getting comfortable with those 5 things yourself and then sharing how you're doing those 5 things with your peeps. Pretty simple, right? But it starts with making sure you're comfortable with those 5 things. So if you're not comfortable with those 5, then reach out to your coach and work on those things, and you'll get better at it. Cool? We cool? All right. I'll give it to you one last time because I see you guys taking notes. 1, posting on social media. 2, finding and connecting with new people. 3, inviting to your challenge group. 4, giving them a great experience. 5, introducing them to the coaching opportunity. Those are the 5 skills. All right, we out. All right, boom on 3. And then I get to be the guest speaker on Tripp's team call, which I'm pumped about. All right. 1, I'll let you guys unmute your cell phone. 2, 3.
Boom!
Boom! All right. You guys.
Became Buffett's shadow, most prominently during